And next, I wanted to mention that there's no option to download HD assets. Like looking at this card, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it would look far better if it was in full high definition. Now, I know a lot of people do not have the storage on their phone for that, and I know Dokkan already takes up a lot of space. But I personally have plenty of space on my phone, and I would gladly download HD assets just as an option to make the cards look better, because I mean, that's the main reason I play, is for the collection aspect. There's also something I really don't like, and that everybody is trying to get rid of, is this diamond effect on TURs, and it's really bad on particular units, like I think the STR Broly, the old one. I think he is one of the most egregious examples of that effect. Let me just do this. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty ugly. That just doesn't look good. I understand the idea is to try to mimic trading cards, because trading cards have that kind of shiny effect, but this is not the same thing. So that just needs to be gotten rid of, or at least make it an option to get rid of. So next, I wanted to mention the World Tournament. Nobody likes the World Tournament, and I think that it should be more like EZAs, where you just start in the fight, and then when you win, you can get random item drops that would normally be on the map, like medals. I think that would make the process much faster. I don't know that I'd say more enjoyable, because I'm not sure that bubble popping is super enjoyable, but yeah, I think that'd be a better change. Now, this is a more radical opinion, and I'm going to try to jump into an event, or get to the screen where you do that, to kind of demonstrate this. So you'll notice when I first click on an event, so it doesn't matter, this is just an example, you'll see I'm first greeted with the friends screen. So at the top you have friends. I don't know why none of mine. Yeah, I have one friend, Omega. Your friends show up at the top, and then afterwards it's just kind of a random assortment of characters. Now, the way it should work is that it shows you your team first. So the problem is, if I pick Fusion, well, what if I'm not running fusions? Then I have to go build a fusion team. It's just a mess. It should be reversed. So you should first pick your team and then find the leader to match it. But even better than that, I think we should just get rid of this entire friend thing entirely. Now, I'm not saying we should abolish the friend system. I'm saying we should abolish it for use in events like this. I actually really liked in Battlefield the option that they gave you to run a sub leader. So like here, you'll see at the bottom, if I run, let me do super strength. So you'll see that the leader is the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then I have a sub leader. I think instead of having a friend be the 7th character, because obviously I know it wouldn't work to just have 6 characters, because the entire game, the wheel, is based around having 7 characters. So instead of the 7th character being a friend, why not make it just like Battlefield, where it's a sub unit? That way you would never have to look for a friend, and the entire problems with the friend system would be gone instantly, because it's really not adding anything other than frustration. Yeah, I think that would be a much better idea. Now, of course, it would be difficult, because some people, it would make the game a lot harder immediately that they can't bring a rainbow friend. I know people like Jay Fanta, who runs like free-to-play only teams. He would just kind of he would have to like stop playing new events or start spending stones on characters and keeping them, because he wouldn't be able to rely on friends anymore. But I don't think that people should be relying on friends anyway. I think Dokkan, I've always considered a single-player game. It's PvE. It's not like Legends, where you're fighting other people and competing. And there is PvE in Legends, but and I guess it's similar in theory to Dokkan's, but still. And finally, the last thing I wanted to mention was the lack of ingenuity in terms of character development. Now, the problem with Dokkan primarily is that it's too simple. It's basically a number simulating, baby bubble popping mess. So, like I said earlier, this Super Boo, his passive is attack and defense plus 80%. Now, that's so basic, it's horrible. Nobody liked this unit when it released, not only because it's Super Boo and he's not very good, but I think also it doesn't help that he just doesn't do much. It's just his passive just boosts his defense and attack numbers. I think it's much more interesting when we have units and boss battles that have certain effects, like the Majin Buu event changed orbs into candy, and certain units from the Buu saga could use that candy for health. I think that was a great idea, and then they just abandoned it. I think it'd be cool if on the field, instead of having just normal orbs, if you had orbs that could explode and do damage to you, that could poison you turn after turn. Stuff like that I think would really spice up the gameplay in some way, rather than just having the same old attack, defense, crit, dodge. There just needs to be more innovation in that regard for a game like this. I know people say that, oh, well, Dokkan's meant to be simple. It's meant to be something you do and you don't have to pay too much attention. But there's no challenge. There's no challenge in the game. For beginning players, I suppose, when you're first building up your box, beating some of the events, Dokkan events even, can be difficult. But for endgame players, Super Battle Road and the Legendary Goku event are all artificial difficulty. Bandai or Akatsuki just pumps up the numbers of the unit's stats, and that's it. The release of Extreme Super Battle Road, to me, was like one of the most egregious examples of laziness on the developer's part. For a game that makes the millions and millions of dollars that it does, I swear to God, these people work like 4 hours a month on this game, because you can tell that like no effort went into the passives and leader skills of the characters themselves, especially not who they place in categories. The Truth said, can we get somebody that watches the series? And I honestly think that they have not watched, some of these people have not watched the series. It's just pathetic. I mean, the super attack animations look good, but they're just the anime. It's just like a high quality version of the anime. It's basically traced, which doesn't take a lot of effort. I mean, they can afford to have a massive staff and make a lot of new units. Like every time we get a new unit, it's like 1 or 2 every few weeks, which is ridiculously slow for a game like this. And then I also don't like that they don't go back and fix some of the super attack animations for like old units like this. Like when units get an easy A, they should update the super attack as well. I mean, it honestly shouldn't take that much effort. So I don't know where they're spending their time. I honestly couldn't tell you. But that to me is probably the biggest problem with Dokkan. Legends recently had an update called the Feedback Update, which was entirely centered around feedback from surveys and from social media, and it addressed and fixed a lot of the problems that the community had. But Dokkan rarely, if ever, talks to its players. We've had Dokkan Now like a few times and like for big celebrations to show us the new characters, but other than that, they don't tell us anything. And there's no communication. Like I can't think of a feature that was implemented after they released one of like the 2 surveys they released. And Legends is about to have its 2nd anniversary, but Dokkan is already like 5.5 years in. And what surprises me is that everybody is still playing Dokkan. And the reason that I'm playing it is something called sunk cost fallacy, which is in gambling, people will continue to go deeper and deeper because they're already in so deep, and they might as well continue. It's called a fallacy because obviously it doesn't make sense, but I've been with this game for a while. I think Dokkan is improving, but at a snail's pace. I spend far more time playing Legends because of it, because they're just way better at this. Of course, they have their problems too. Not everything's perfect over there, but in comparison to Dokkan, it's way better. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to mention in terms of the negative things about Dokkan. I wanted to end this video by doing a multi-summon on this LR banner. As I said before, I've had pretty bad luck with LRs in the past. I've done one multi on this banner before, and I got LR Bardock, which was the first, which was nice. But I would really like a new LR. I'm missing a lot of them, as you saw in my box. I know well that the Super Saiyan 2, 3, Goku Angel, and Majin Vegeta Dual Dokkan Fest is coming very soon, but honestly I think this value is higher value, because you get an Elder Kai, it's double rates, and the other units on those banners are just not very good. So yeah, I have enough for one multi-summon, so let's see if we can get some of that 1,000-day luck. And we are getting a bunch of garbage. So I'm not sure if this is going to be indicative of how my Dokkan life is going to continue from here on. Let's hope not. Nothing there. Super Saiyan. Yeah, I'm going to get like some garbage SSR. 3, can we get God? No. Because this is double rate, so I should get a lot of SSRs. Okay, I can use that Vegeta. That's pretty good. Piccolo, Perfect Cell. Ugh. Yeah, see, like, this character, like, they should redo the art or something. Going back and treating the older units better. Changing their link skills, things like that. Like the balance changes in Legends would be nice. We got Yamcha, Boy. This Trunks, again, old unit. I think we're approaching the end here. Birder, Ultimate Gohan, Goku, and I think this is 10. Fat Boo. Yeah, so got a lot of SSRs, not great, but you know, what can you do? So that is going to wrap up my 1,000 days of Dokkan video. I apologize that it was so long, but I really do appreciate anybody who stuck to the end and heard what I had to say. Please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel if you would like to see more Dokkan and Legends content, and we will see you next time.